Good morning and welcome back to the World End of VOD Reviews. This is the final episode where we're going over the penultimate game and the final game, where we fight LazyGuga and we fight Rusticles. Now, I've opened this up. This is found on Pavlici's Twitter, where when this cuts off, he posts this thing. Now, it obviously doesn't matter anymore because today we learnt what the new competitive structure will be like, which is I'm indifferent to. It doesn't really affect me too much. But I wanted to go through this because I think there's some interesting parts to mention before we get into the game so we can explain very specifically what actually happened and what I believe was happening. So, if you don't know, the top 12, 7 and 2s get into the tournament. And so if we scroll down here, we're going to notice that Cephalopod was 7 and 2 and made it in. And right underneath it is Rusticles, who is our final opponent in this matchup. Now, Rusticles doesn't make it in because we beat Rusticles in our best of 3, but Swiffer 9000 does make it in. Now, Cephalopod was the penultimate person to make it in. Swiffer was the final person to make it in. If I had not beaten Rusticles, Swiffer would not have made it in. Now, Swiffer was someone that was spending time with us in the fake hero voice chat, scrimming with stuff, people like Remy. So I'm really happy for Swiffer that they made it in, but it's at the cost of Rusticles, right? So if I had not lost to Rusticles, then Swiffer would have made it in. I say this because I feel really bad about Rusticles at the time. When Rusticles does like a sad paro, I feel like so awful that Rusticles wasn't able to make it in. But you've got to realize that at one person's fall is another person's let in. Now, in my head, who I was playing for was a fake hero, who was 52. Now, 52 is pretty low, but 52 has made it in the past. Now, obviously, I think there are a few more people between Swiffer and Fake Hero who would have made it in that also got 7 and 2. So in the end of the day, it didn't really matter for Fake Hero. But Fake Hero was 7 and 2, and knocking out LazyGuga and Rusticles would have been nice for that. The other thing I want to mention is that I've talked about Rusticles and LazyGuga who I fought. If we scroll down just a little bit past Fake Hero, we find AT Angelo 2S, Aelant, and Bad Key. 3 of my other opponents in the seasonal. Bad Key did make it in with an 8 and 1, so good job, Bad Key, obviously. And Aelant, I think, got 7 and 2, but just too low on the seeding, obviously, because a Fake Hero didn't make it in. Well, Aelant couldn't make it in either, right? But these were obviously my only 2 losses, Aelant and Bad Key, and they're right here, which is really funny to me. And then AT Angelo 2S we beat. Anita also made it into the tournament, but was 8 and 1, but I think it's funny that we fought, 5 people above 64 on ladder, and because of us defeating Rusticles, Swiffer made it in. But I'll let you watch the games. We'll have, I think it's a 2-0 against LazyGuga and a 2-1 against Rusticles, so I'll just let you watch them, and then I'll do my VOD review stuff, and then that'll be the end, and then I can finally stop talking for like 8 hours a day. But I'll let you go watch that. So, enjoy. What's up, fuckers? I'm a little bit... okay. Look, okay, fine. I'm a little bit late because I was watching the Risk of Rain Returns, like, dev thoughts. I don't know why I'm fighting LazyGuga. That's a little awkward for me. I guess I'm banning Lulu Jinx, because I think we said Lulu Jinx over Green Katarina is what I'm banning. Yeah, I'm banning Green Katarina before I ban Lulu Jinx. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. Well, that means we're fighting... Like, this is like the good dex lineup, right? So we're going to be fighting Kane Aatrox and Lulu Jinx. That's okay by me. We're fighting LazyGuga, by the way, who is like an amazing player. I presume they've got seeding, so I could be the reason why they don't make it. I think. So that's a little exciting. I presume they're just gonna game me because they're a better player and I'm not playing for stakes while they are. So I'm not entirely sure what will happen. I expect to lose, right? I think the lists that LazyGuga's on is really good. And I'm probably just, like, dying badly. Check if LazyGuga has seeding. You go to Pavlici on Twitter. I don't see LazyGuga, but I might have just missed it. I can check Master Tracker, that would also tell me. LazyGuga was 40th. I was 41. Okay, so LazyGuga could make it. LazyGuga was 41 on the ladder at cutoff time. So I could be the reason why LazyGuga does or does not make it, right? So I'm gonna try my best. Not for any like intentional reason to cut LazyGuga out, but may as well like make LazyGuga like play for winning, right? Wait, did I? Sorry, I meant to copy this because I'm banning the that deck, right? I'm banning the Gwen deck, and I'm keeping up Lulu Jinx, awkwardly enough. I feel like I should actually keep up Gwen, but okay, apparently I'm keeping up Lulu Jinx. That was what Annie and I decided, even though I actually think I'm supposed to be keeping up Green Katarina. But sure, keep up this deck. Alright, let's ban the Green Katarina. And fight the Lulu Jinx. Is this the first Lulu Jinx we've seen this whole tournament? Good chance. They banned Plunder. I'm gonna start with Timelines. And I think they just played Lulu Jinx, which is probably pretty bad for me. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna need my my Forge Chief and a few other things of that ilk. I think Favorite Artisan makes sense. I think there's a world where you keep Viktor, but I'm not sure about anything else. This is a decent hand, right? We've got Forge Chief and Favorite Artisan. We might struggle into Lulu, like Lulu herself. Oh, hold on. I've got the wrong deck list up. I've got the Red Gwen deck list up still. Let me fix this up. Do they not have a one-drop? They do have a one-drop. I think I keep Forge Chief just because it might be able to block stuff better in a second. I don't want to run into like Poro Cannon Jury Rig or something. I think we're allowed to keep Forge Chief. Let me fix up the deck list thing. Oh. Yeah, we'll play Favorite Artisan. Now their attack is a little... Never mind, I guess they're gonna pull the Favorite Artisan, maybe? Yep, okay, I'll do this. We're probably gonna... we should Castaway. Castaway's a bigger unit. I was thinking maybe we discard Time and Dedication, but I think we can play Castaway, yeah. I would really like concurrent timelines though. And what's the difference between these two units? There's not much, and I can like Mystic Shot like other things. I really want a timelines there. Let me open up the stuff properly. Okay, this is what I wanted. Good. Boom, boom, boom. I think I can attack with this guy. So I shall. Boop. Zonite, okay. I'm gonna have to find a way to kill Jinx, by the way. Like, I presume it's Thermo or just, like, out-race them, but... not entirely sure. Is this a Biggle? I think I'm gonna Mystic one of these. And then play Viktor. Yeah, let's Mystic you and then play Viktor. Now, I don't know if Mystic here is correct, because I think what they're doing is they're being smart and not playing their Lulu or their Jinx, like, prematurely. And I'm gonna presume they've got, like, Squeaker and stuff. Like, they've got a lot of cards in hand, and LazyGuga's a good player, so they're gonna be playing at, like, the proper speed they need to be playing at. Not overly aggressive for no reason. Yeah, there's the Squeaker. They're gonna start, like, doing Trumpet Decker stuff. And I may have needed to keep Mystic Shot for Daring Poro, because I'm gonna struggle fighting Elusives. Challenger is, like, insanely good. Like, Challenge is one of the better keywords I could get. Like, Challenge is just, like, bonkers. Challenge is maybe the best keyword I could have gotten on Viktor besides Lifesteal. I think if they pass, I'm passing back. Otherwise, I'm gonna, like, challenge the Poro or something. But let's start with one of these. I think challenging the Poro makes sense. A Regen. Wow. I'm gonna play Trundle, and then if they pass, I'm passing back. Trundle. Now they can push 6 damage that way, but 6 damage for passing for 2 turns, and I've still got the Gatekeeper, I think is fine by me. Pokey. Okay. So we've got a few options. We can challenge Daring Pyro, but lose to Get Excited. Or we can challenge Flame Chompers. I think I'm doing this. I think I'm forcing them to do one trade. They either Get Excited this or they Mystic Shot the Trundle and they lose their this weekend. Do they have Get Excited? They should probably play it if they've got it. They could also Lulu. And like, I should have waited for Lulu arguably. No timelines is a little bit sad, like Revna is mostly useless without the timeline. Geode Mechaforcer is what they got off Squeaker, so they can buff the Poro. And we're probably trading Trundle into the Squeaker. Unless we're, like, they might pull the 1-4 and then force me to trade into Squeaker, and we'll probably put Trundle into Squeaker. Just because I think Viktor's a stronger unit. If their hand is Biggle Jinx, that could be a concern. Like, they Biggle, they pull stuff away. Biggle, they also get the buff this, so I'm taking 8 elusive damage plus the 1 ping, so that's 9. So I'd be down in like the dumps in terms of damage. A Biggle would fuck me. How many Biggle are they on? They're on the 3 Biggle. They're on no Mystic. There are no Mystic gamer. Okay, so they're on only Get Excited. Oh, they're buffing you up. Interesting. That's a line. Okay, it does make the Viktor forced to block. Or I could do this, right? This is my alternative line. Go down to 7. Lose to Get Excited Jinx. I mean, not Get Excited Jinx. I've got Tavern Keeper. I think this is right, actually. Because I've got the Tavern Keeper. Like, I'm healing up this turn. A little. And that way I'm not losing my Viktor, and my Viktor can still get value, such as trading into Jinx later on. Or Lulu. Let's start with a Hex for upgrade. Unless they Get Excited the Viktor. Fury. Interesting. I've got to start getting worried about Biggle Dust stuff, though. I think we're going to start with Castaway. I think it's Fix 'em. Sandstorm Amulet's close, but I do think it's Fix 'em. I'm gonna play Tavern Keep. If we had 1 more mana, we would be able to do all our stuff that we want to do. That's Get Excited, I think. Look, I'm gonna assume they're on Jinx. I'm also assuming they might be on Biggle. If they pass, we might be passing back, by the way. Like, letting Viktor regen. That's clearly a spell. I think that has to be Get Excited. It's either Get Excited or Pokey. They're only slow speed spells. Jinx. Okay. I'm gonna kill Jinx immediately. I think. I think killing Jinx immediately is important. Like, I don't want to let them get their rocket. Okay, they leveled Jinx by getting rid of Pokey Step. I think I need to open and just kill Jinx. And just hope that they don't draw Biggle. I think that's my best line. That way, Jinx doesn't get a rocket, hopefully. Like, if they've got 3 cards in hand, it's kind of awkward to get a rocket in that position. So I think... Oh no, I can't attack like that. I think we're going to attack like this. We're going to kill Jinx. I hope that they don't have a second Jinx, but... Yep, okay. I am scared of the inevitable Biggle Dust plus Burn stuff that they might have. If we play this, it could draw us Tavern Keep, which is interesting. Oh, right, of course. Which might honestly be the play, just hope this draws us Tavern Keep. Like, what else are we doing? There's no reason to do Combat Cook. I think this is right. I think hope this draws Tavern Keep is the best lane. Because, like, next turn, if they develop, we hit that stair. Like, guaranteed. If they had Jinx, they would play it before Squeaker. I mean, they can't afford the rocket, never mind. If they Biggle, we will probably freeze, and that hopefully gets us out of Get Excited range. Because they're going to discard the tiny shield, I presume. Or the tiny spear. So if they open, we'll freeze. If they don't open, if they play something like a Trumpet Decker, we'll if that stairs. But they're going to play around Trumpet. They're going to play around if that stairs. Like, if that stairs is something they can very easily play around. So I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're just going to open Biggle and try and win that way. Wow. Okay. Well, then I will if that's there. 100%. I lose 2 of my units, but I think it's worth it, right? Yeah. That was a reason to play Combat Cook. Okay. That would be a reason to play Combat Cook. To not lose Revna. But I think it was worth getting the draw. Like, even in this position, like, I'm clearing their board. What's their hand gonna be? They might have just had to say, I don't have it that stairs. That might be how their hand looks, that I can't have it that stairs. Get excited on the trundle. Okay. But this is fantastic for me. They only get one card a turn, and I have like on. Like, I'm very fine with this. Yeah, perfect. I can on Favored Artisan. Yeah. Okay, we'll end round. But we can do on Favored Artisan and just, like, fuck him up. Here's Fix'em. Here's Artisan. We could have played... Why didn't I play Pillar? I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I didn't play Pillar. That's my bad. I guess I was like, oh cool, I get to force them to block. But if I played Pillar, I could have just pulled Trumpet Decker to the side. I've lost for no reason here. If I lose, it's like entirely my fault. I think it's hard for me to lose. Like, but I should have played Pillar. I'm stupid. I was like, oh, I don't have Concurrent. I'll wait till Concurrent. I've already got a good enough play. But, Pillar is lethal. So, sorry, LazyGuga. Like, you're probably looking at this play and thinking, what the fuck is wrong with you? A lot of things is wrong with me. Like, if they've got Jinx, we can entomb Jinx. Like, we shouldn't be too concerned. And there's the Gatekeeper that I got with the Revna. Yeah. But that's a misplay. I don't think it would have costed me the game, but, yeah, I should have played the Pillar. Like, it's free, so there's no reason not to. So, I think this game has LazyGuga draw pretty poorly. Now, I think we draw really well. We've got a 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. We don't play this 3-drop on 3, but we've got an early curve with the Mystic Shot, and they don't sort of do Lulu Jumpers things. And if you just focus on their hand as I scroll through, like, they just don't seem to have very much. There was that Jinx, but they don't really have much as the game goes on. It's just a bunch of, like, weenie dudes, but no Biggle Dust, no Lulu, no nothing, right? And I think just because of that, they weren't able to do the things that Lulu Jinx is supposed to be trying to do. I don't even know if they ever... I guess they Poro Cannon out Jumpers, but they don't really, like, do much else. If you look at our hand, however, like, if you just focus on our hand as I scroll through, like, we've always got these units that always have a proper amount of size, and we're always just feeling comfortable trading into what their board looks like. I think there are some possible misplays. So, for example, I think you could argue, like, not doing Mystic Shot here, saving it for the Poro Cannon. I think doing Mystic Shot here is fine. Like, we're saving 2 damage, which will probably end up being 4 damage as the game goes on, because we're not going to be able to have consistent blockers as the game, like, fully progresses. So this isn't 2 damage, this is more like 4, 6, 7 damage or something, right? Like if they do Biggle Dust stuff, for example. So I think that's fine. I could have played the man and also still afforded Mystic Shot because the man gives a tune. But I really wanted to do something like give us 2 draws to try and find concurrent timelines and then do concurrent timelines into the man on turn 4 or something like that in order just to have this be even bigger and then have like permanent blocking and overwhelming potential, right? I think it might have been too large of a or too lofty a goal, but I think it was something to try for. And I don't think like the difference between this unit and this unit is all that big if it's just played as a 3-mana unit without any concurrent. Now, I think one interesting play, because I think all of this is correct, I think one interesting play is what we do with this Viktor and also what we do on this turn. So on this turn, we like challenge the Poro with the Viktor from memory. That's what we do. Yeah, we challenge a Poro with the Viktor. This loses a lot into like get excited stuff. Like if their hand right now was get excited poro cannon, we would just take like a bunch of damage and we would be dead, right? Like, was that on the previous turn? Hold on. You know, this was on this turn. Sorry, my bad. Still, poro cannon get excited would have like killed the Viktor. We would have had to have taken damage from like at least, like we would have lost our unit to this. This would have had 3 strength, this would have had 3 strength, this would have had 3 strength, these things would have had 3 strength, right? Like, we would have just been, like, absolutely dead in the water if they had that. But I think the attack also makes sense because if they've only got, like, one of those cards, either Get Excited or Poro Cannon, either Get Excited or Biggle Dust, I think it's better to, like, attack in there and make it so that it's worse in future. Because if we just pass, we're not doing that much. We could have gotten rid of this thing, and I think maybe that was a better play in the end. All right, like, on this attack right... not on turn 5 attack, which is right here. Like, if we just look at this board, we're never going to be able to block all of the poros, right? We're just never going to be able to block a poro, right? We're going to be taking damage from this unit or a poro, and both of them deal 3. So I think there's a decent argument to go for this unit, but it's only bad if they've got poro cannon Biggle Dust. That way they've got 4 poros, and then we're, like, really struggling. But I think there's definitely an argument to go for this, just to not lose to Get Excited as much. I challenge this unit, but I went for this because it's better if they don't have Get Excited that we do this. Not Get Excited. If it's better if they don't have Biggle Dust if we do this. Words are difficult. So I think this is a decision. I think whichever one you choose for with Viktor has some logic to it. This is probably a safer play and being respectful of literally every hand state they could have. But I think this is a more powerful play that tries to make sure that I'm actually winning the game without being like too careful of what they could have. And if they Get Excited Biggle Dust, that means they've only got like 1 card left in hand. If that's Get Excited Biggle Dust Jinx, that's insane for them, obviously. But I think that sort of hand would probably also beat me if I did this trade anyway. So, I don't know. Like, if they Biggle Dust and I've done this as well, but they don't have the Poro Cannon, like, we're still taking a bunch of damage, right? Anyway, I think another play that I wanted to mention was that they open attack on 6. I think there's a decent argument to actually just play Revna here for the same logic that I did with Revna the turn after, which was trying to draw the Tavern Keeper. Now I wanted to give myself one more draw to try and find the concurrent timelines, and also like developing this unit's fine. But I think like they're never going to threaten anything over the next few turns, and we're not really threatening. Like we could threaten Thermo Beam, I guess, by doing the unit instead of Revna, but I don't think that's important enough to be threatening. Especially if it's just like a 1 of in the deck. So I think like doing Revna here to try and get into an early Tavern Keeper, I think might have been a safer play. Also just to thin the deck so we have a higher chance of getting like another Mystic Shot or our Harsh Winds or something. So I think Revna might have been better just to get that draw in, just to thin the deck. But besides from that, I think everything else works out fine. And they're sort of forced to do this play that just lets us win the game, right? Based on how their hand pans out. I think we did fine in this game. There are things we could have done better. There's an argument to do Combat Quick instead of Revna, but if they're gonna develop, like we're gonna destroy the entire board. If they had something like a Biggle Dust into that unit, then maybe you could argue not to play this. But if they've got Biggle Dust anyway, we're already taking like 6 damage, and I don't know. I don't think that's necessary to be playing around too considerately. To like play Combat Cook here, so that if they've got Biggle Dust and then this unit, we'd be fine. It is technically something you could be wary of, but I don't think it's the most important thing to be thinking about. And they clearly just, since they didn't have Biggle Dust, then it was fine once we did the Spidz There. And I guess if they had done Biggle Dust into this unit, we would have simply blocked these 3 and then frozen this. So it's not the biggest issue in the world, and then we just would have done Spidz There the turn after. Obviously, on our attack turn, like, doing Pillar was just, like, correct. We could have lost to, like, Jinx, drawing into, like, Get Excited stuff, and that's, like, 11 burn. We would have this, they'd have to draw, like, another Get Excited off the top or something on our open, but... Look, I don't know. I think we should have just played the Ice Pillar. It's pretty stupid just not to. I thought forcing them to block is fine, but we could have just pulled it with the Ice Pillar. So... That's that game. I don't think I played particularly... I make a lot of misplays. I think all of the misplays themselves are rather minor. But these are things that, like, I just shouldn't be doing, right? Like, I should be playing Pillar there, obviously. I should be thinking about the draws earlier and that sort of stuff. So, I don't know. I think I should have, like, played this a lot cleaner. But This is what, hour 8 after 2 hours of sleep in the tournament? I get a little bit of slack, I would like to say. But I'll let you watch the next game against LazyGuga, where we fight Lulu Jinx again. And I hope you enjoy. So, one more win and we can cut LazyGuga out of this. But obviously we have to play old Red Gwen. Which I think is fun. I think it's very, very good. I don't know if it's beating Lulu Jinx. I think it might not be beating Lulu Jinx. And it might not be beating Aatrox if I don't get the quietus and the harrowing and shit. But, that's fine. I think Gwen is important. And I think Phantom Butler is important. And everything else can go away. Now, Gwen dies to Lulu Chompers, which is a little awkward. But we can quietus a Chomper if it's not like turboed out. So, I don't know. We'll play Host, we'll play Butler, we'll try and like block down. I'm not gonna play Sentry on 3, I don't think. Gonna let this happen. If they do Chompers pull, that's fine. I get to kill the Chompers for 3. Absolutely fine by me. I can do Butler, quietus. Interesting. I will do this block. Yeah. Thanks. And what's good about double Butler is that I can kill Lulu, which is important. Now, if they took Tiny Spear to play, they should have probably taken Tiny Spear to play around Fearsome. So I might be opening. Yeah, I think I'm actually open attacking. Because I don't want them to get the Squeaker buffed. But then, if they do that, they can't play Lulu. Okay, never mind. If they do that, they can't play Lulu. So I think it's okay. They'd have to do Lulu next turn, and then I can play, like, Gwen or something. Ah, that's probably still wrong. Because even if I play Gwen, that gives them, like, a perfect Lulu Chompers target if they do it at quick enough speed. Especially if they've got double Chompers, right? Yeah, I think that was a misplay. Pick up Pokey. It didn't matter in the end. I think I just let this happen. If they've got, Chompers, do I want to have attack? Would I have wanted to attack if they have Chompers? I think the answer is no. I think I'd rather eat their Chompers up with the friend. Katarina is interesting. I think I might end up playing Katarina this turn. Katarina might, like, die, or I might be asked to have Katarina be murdered. Beard. I think I will play Katarina. It's gonna ping something off. If they play the Lulu Chompers, that's understandable. I still get to trade into one of them. And, if not, next turn I can do, like, my Gwen stuff. Get excited. Okay. That's fine. I don't mind this at all. I will do this. I will play Gwen. I will start to, like, Gwen them down. That's my desire, at least. Cool. I get to heal this back with Gwen, so I don't mind at all. Did you guys know, by the way, that Gwen has, like, never been the guest of honor anywhere before? Isn't that kind of, like, crazy? Like, never before has Gwen been the guest of honor. Like, that just, like, blows my mind sometimes. I don't know if I'm going to attack with Pigeon. Like, if I hit Gwen with Pigeon, it loses to get excited all of a sudden. So I might not. Simultaneously, it allows Pigeon to trade into Von Mech, which might be important. And, like, I've got this, right? So, like, this also helps me out, I guess. Do I want her to be in Get Excited room? That's tough. I'm unsure. I think I do. I think I want to, like, at least apply the pressure as well. I think it's fine. I think we do this. But you could definitely argue that putting Gwen in Get Excited range is, like, an inherent fault. 2 of these cards are Von Mech cards. I think that's all we know about their hand. Yeah, 2 of those cards are Von Mech cards. Okay. I put Gwen into Get Excited range for no reason. If she gets Get Excited, that's my fault. But we can obviously just do dancer stuff and revive Gwen and, like, pressure them, hopefully. Like, we've stalled out this game a lot. Like, quite a bit. Like, just a heaping. Like, this has been so stalled out. If they Lulu discard Jumper, that's understandable. Just making sure that you're not from me. Okay. I mean, we get to revive Katarina with our bloody dancers, which is very funny. They do play Jinx, okay. I will simply play another dancer and then get 2 Katarinas. Actually, no, I think I'll just attack with 1 and then they're forced to get excited Katarina. Less Katarina level, right? Like, they are forced to get excited Katarina. Is forcing them to get excited Katarina worth it to me? I think so. It's less get exciteds on the Nexus. The only issue is that if they do that, then I'm only having 1 Katarina in hand. I should play a second one, make the game go a little bit slower, but guarantee the Katarina and then do the Katarina on the turn after. I think that's fine. And I think I will also block, yeah. It's worse into Pokestick, but I think I just do it anyway. Because I don't want to die. I mean, it's not worse into Pokestick because Gwen levels. Okay. I've got hollowed, don't I? I don't know if I agree with that one. I'm not certain about that, because letting my Gwen level is really good for me. Maybe they have something of Von Mech that I'm not thinking about, but I'm going to replay Dancers, and I'm going to get my 2 Katarinas. Just so that they can't get excited 1 Katarina. I slow the game a little bit, but I just guarantee the Katarina in my hand. Sparklefly, we do this. We can quiet a Sparklefly. Is that worth it to me? Not really. Like, I may as well just get the value out of the Blade's Edges that I can get. Especially if I, like, double ping Jinx or ping off these guys. And, like, Gwen healing for 3 is very beautiful. Maybe they'll get excited Gwen, but, like, I get Katarina and then I'm gonna revive Gwen twice. I think getting double dances here was insane. I love Red Gwen. Red Gwen is so much fun. Now, they might have Biggle Dust. They might be going for, like, a Biggle Dust lethal with, these things. But if that's the case, I just won't play Blade's Edge and then they can't play Borrow. Right? Mm-hmm. So I just keep them hostage with these Blade's Edges. Yep. I'm gonna keep your Poros hostage. And if they open attack with Jinx, I think I just block Jinx. With a Gwen. And then like rally, and then I'm getting Gwens off my my Eternal Dancer. So if they attack, they lose because I just block with Gwen. Did they play their 3-mana card? They must have. It was Sparklefly, right? Yeah. I think I've won. So if they do Poro, Biggle, get excited. That's 6 plus 7. But they don't have the actions to do that before I win. So I think I still win. Because they do Poro, I do Katarina, they do Biggle, they attack me, I block with Gwen and some other stuff. They get excited, I go down to 10 or 9, and they don't have the actions to do what they want to do. I think I've won. I'm such a fan of Red Gwen. Biggle? Yep. Do they have double Biggle? Am I fine? I'm fine, right? I just do this and I win? Yeah. They heal 10. I don't care, I've got like Katarina stuff. I'm a winner. Cool, that's fine by me. Perfect. I might literally just burn them out with the Gwen. Oh, I revive Butler. I don't... Oh, because Dancers isn't leveled, of course. I still win, but I forgot Dancers. This Dancer, it doesn't, because Gwen's leveled, it doesn't, yeah. And then Katarina's leveled. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We're still, like, majorly winning here. I think. Have I misplayed? Have I, like, fucked this up forever for myself? I don't think so. I just, like, replay Katarina and I win, right? Like, I'm very, very fine. I could have done that differently. I could have, like, quietest the Sparkle play. Like, had I quietest Sparkle Fly, that also would have been lethal, but, like, look, I just replay Katarina a million times and I win. I think I start with the Runeterra. And then I'm gonna stun Yordle Squire. Or I'm gonna Vile Piece Yordle Squire. But I struggle to see how I lose. I don't know what their last card would have to be. Yeah. Lulu. Okay, well, we just do this again. Cool. And that's LazyGuga. He has not made the seasonal. So, I think this is a combination of two things in this game. One is that I think our deck is pretty good against Lulu Jinx because we've got a lot of units that can block well into their stuff, right? So Phantom Butler blocks well into their stuff. We end up getting stuff like the host, or not the host, we get another Phantom Butler, and then we get like Katarina, which trades off into something. We just got good stuff that trades into them. Like the 3 strength power brick is so important against this deck. Mostly for Lulu stuff. Now, they don't actually end up having Lulu stuff, but it just lets us kill Squeaker as well. And just having, like, early units that, like, a turn 2, a turn 3, a turn 4 is really nice against their deck. Now... Oh, we do have the host, sorry. We do have the host, yeah. So we just like having the 1-2-2 going on. That's all you really need against this deck, right? If you can go toe-to-toe and then, like, outvalue them, like, that's fine, right? I think everything early on is pretty much fine. I don't think there's too many issues here. I really like this attack. They've already played one Get Excited, so if they're putting another Get Excited here and not at face, it's pretty decent for me, right? And we've obviously got the refill with, like, the Dancers that's going to revive the Gwen and get us more healing and pressure, and we've already got so many Hollowed that Gwen is really, like, a massive pressure tool by this point. And I've got the Quietest to deal with any, like, massive concerns of ours. And being able to buff this up means that they're forced to block it with Von Mech, lest they take too much damage, and also, now that it's buffed up, it will block Von Mech if Von Mech was not, like, dying at the moment, right? So I really like that attack. And then we get to do this stuff with the double Dancers. Now, I like double Dancers more than Katarina. I think Get Excited in Katarina is a play that works in their favor because we get to go to low HP and then they've got elusives and they might have Jinx coming up soon and they've got the burn. What we need to be saying at around this time is like, okay, while they can burn us out, if we can threaten them quick enough, then we shouldn't be concerned about anything. And so making sure we can guarantee that Katarina, I think is a valuable play in that aspect, right? Like, your life total is a resource that allows you to get a lethal, and if taking a little bit more damage because we're not doing Katarina this turn and because we're not doing other things this turn, I think makes more sense to me. Get the Katarinas, they pop off. When they do this thing, we replay Katarina. I don't think there's any hands that we lose to, right? Like, we don't even lose to double Biggle Dust. We don't really lose to Biggle Dust, Get Excited, Rocket. Like, we don't lose to any of this stuff, so I think playing Katarina's fine. I think that in a more ideal world, I might have played Sentry here and stopped the Lifesteal unit just to play around Biggle Dust, realizing that the Lifesteal unit's going to hit me twice, right, when it attacks me and when it blocks. So I think that maybe like a more heads-up play might have been to do the Sentry. Sentry also allows us to chump block this without losing a unit. Now, when we do get to the chump block section, I don't know why I decided to go with Gwen. I had this idea in my mind that Gwen... Where was it? It's right around here. Yeah, when Gwen dying doesn't matter because I get multiple Gwens, but I forgot that, like, when Gwen levels, dancers won't revive it unless you buff up dancers. And I'm so used to just like buffing up dancers anyway, but because we've got 2 dancers, we don't get the second Gwen. I think we could have put Katarina here. We've got this other Katarina, and we're never really using Death Lotus in this matchup, and we would have had that Gwen. We would have had Katarinas anyway. Like the Gwen would have been the same thing either way. The only difference is that now, when the dancers attacks, we get a Katarina instead of the Gwen. But it's the exact same thing, but at least Gwen stays alive. But Katarina already recalls, so it doesn't really matter. So I should have flipped these two. I think flipping these two makes perfect sense, but at the time, I was so stun-locked on this idea of like re-getting Gwen back that it didn't really matter, but I should have done it with the Katarina. But besides that, like everything else is fine. We replay Katarina, we force them to go for lethal, like nothing really happens. There's minor things we could have done. We could have like sentry'd the dancers, sentry'd the Sparklefly before we did this attack. That would have also been lethal, but look, there are different ways we could have gone for lethal, but I was so confident that whatever I had planned in my brain was lethal that I didn't really bother to see, can I make more lethal or quicker lethal? Because I already had guaranteed lethal, right? I think that it's fine to go for other forms of lethal, but because I was so assured with myself that what I had was lethal, and it was lethal, like this isn't an instance of me thinking I had lethal, but I didn't. Like this is just lethal no matter which way you slice it. Going for Sentry or not. Sentry was the faster play that like it's not positive EV, I don't think, because it's lethal either way. So I think I did fine in this game, and I don't know, like again, they didn't really have a fantastic hand. They had no Lulu in either of these games, and I think Lulu is decent in all of these matchups. But even if they had Lulu, like we had the 3 honest blockers, and we just had this amazing curve. I think our mulligans were really nice. And it's one of the things I quite like about this version of the deck, that we get to have more units, and like I know all of these units are cards that they run in Foya, but like the way that we win the game doesn't have to rely on Foya as much or Katarina as much. I could see a world where someone might feel forced to keep Katarina in their opening hand against this deck because they feel as if they need to do the Foya Katarina thing, where I think in my version, I could see worlds where I don't keep Katarina. Now Katarina does ping something and block something, but I think like going for the host, going for this guy, going for the pigeons would be a lot more better. But I don't know. I think both of these games are sort of play themselves. I think there are interesting moments in both of them, like that sort of make you think in different ways. But I think like, for example, like this Viktor attack, like I think this Viktor attack is definitely like a delineator of what kind of player you are. And I'd really be curious to see what of these you choose. I might send this for a VOD review to some of my other people that like to watch VOD reviews specifically just for this play. But besides from that, like I think these games are fine, and we managed to beat Lulu Jinx, and this was the only time we saw Lulu Jinx in the tournament, but I'm glad to have known that my lineup would have done decently into Lulu Jinx. I'll now let you watch the Rusticles game, which I actually think is the most interesting out of all of the 9 sets we do, followed by Aelant, followed by Bad Key, followed by this one, I think. Mostly because I like Rusticles a lot. I also like Aelant a lot, but I like Rusticles a lot, and Rusticles has got some interesting decks, and I do some really stupid things against Rusticles that I think is very, very funny. But I'll let you go watch the Rusticles games. What's up, fuckers? The game will start soon. I've just been reading about like 9/11. I know that's like a bit of a weird thing to just be randomly reading about, but I was saw something about 9/11, and now I'm in like a rabbit hole about like the 9/11 like minute by minute itinerary. I've learned who Todd Beamer is, who was apparently someone that tried to like re-hijack the 4th hijacked plane, the one that was going to the Pentagon, I think. Fake is currently 7-1. So I think Fake is gonna make it. We're fighting Rusticles. Ooh, Rusticles is a good player. Is Rusticles highly qualified? Let's check the Pavalici thing. Because I've already knocked out someone that was above Fake Hero. Oh my god, they're on the Gwen Sejuani. This is interesting. I mean, I like Rusticles. Rusticles is a good person. And when it comes to like LOR stuff. I wonder... Did Rusticles get highly qualified? I'm just checking if like I'm gonna save a Fake by defeating Rusticles. Rusticles was 38 or 35. Interesting. Okay, so if I beat Rusticles, that does give Fake Hero a higher chance. So I still feel like I'm important to someone if I can knock out 2 people above Fake Hero. I think Cephalopod and Seabass have already made it. And if they win, then they don't go into the 2 seeding, they stay at the 1 seeding, so Fake Hero is even more likely to make it. I don't know what to ban. What does the ban helper suggest? Because this is a difficult one. Echo Jinx, Gwen, Sejuani, and Norra Swain. Ugh, the ban helper is all red for me. I think they're trying to target GP Sej, right? So since they're targeting GP Sej, I think I need to ban Echo. So we'll fight Gwen, Sejuani, and this other day. But, okay, so if Fake wins, he gets the 9 and 1 and he wins, right? If Fake loses, he needs to go into the 9 and 2 seeding. Now, Fake Hero, I think, is like 40-something. I wrote it down on one of these pages. Fake Hero is 52. LazyGuga was 41. And Rusticles, I think, is 40 or something, right? So, if Fake Hero loses, then this might be important. If Fake Hero wins, then this is meaningless. And all I'm doing is making Rusticles' day worse. But making someone else's day better, right? But I'm not going to throw for Rusticles. Rusticles should try and win. I really like Death Lotus and Norra Swain. I'm a massive fan of Death Lotus and Norra Swain. So I'm really happy to see Death Lotus here. I think Death Lotus is an amazing card right now. In any control deck that can justify it. Okay, let's just focus. I'm typing to people about, like, what the, about, like, the fake situation, but we shall see. I really hope Fake Hero makes it. So let's ban Echo Jinx. And let's see what happens. I think he'll ban Gwen. Yep. These decks fail to disintegrate really, really hard. Let's start with this one. I'll open up the Rusticles in the Google Chrome. I'm gonna send him a GG. Hopefully he reads the GG as like a I respect you as a player sort of GG. There was a short period in time where I tried to like do that as like a consistent thing. To throw the GG as like a respect GG. Do I need to alt F4? I'm gonna alt F4. I hate that this happens. I hope I make it. But I think I needed to alt F4 there. I hate that this is a thing that happens, like, pretty consistently. I got a mulligan quickly. None of this is important. I don't know about Pharaohs. I think I'll cut Pharaohs because I want timelines quite badly. I'm gonna send him this. Hopefully he understands that this is like, you're a good player and I'm sort of adequate. Yeah, I think he got it. Let's go, Rusticles. I guess maybe that's unfair. Rusticles has got to play with his eyes. He uses his eyes to do tracking. Because he has ALS. But he's a fantastic player. Like, absolutely amazing. I think I will play Forge Chief. It's gonna get Blaze Edged or whatever. What's in their deck? Group Shotted rather. Or maybe Death Lotus. But maybe I'll get the pink. They're probably gonna like Pokey Stick it or something. I don't think this is what I need. This hand is not good enough. Like, I don't have the timelines, which is like extremely important. And I don't have sorry, where's LOR Master Tracker? Because I closed LOR. LOR Master Tracker isn't working anymore. Hold on. I've got to fix Oh! This is Gwen Sejuani. Okay, I miss Mulligan. I think I was supposed to keep things because I thought I was fighting the other deck because of the thing where I'd left the client. And now I've got to reopen LOR Master Tracker. My life is so painful. We'll do a time and dedication. And we're going to discard the thing that we get from it, I think. Let's fix LOR Master Tracker. Yep. We'll hit him with one of these, I think. I mean, we could block Fearsome, but I don't think that's worth it. I think we'll just, like, do this. Elwar Master Tracker is not working. They're just gonna go for a Fearsome attack? That's smart. I think that's smart by them. They'll go for that. Interesting. I'll block with this so that I still get the value. Yep. What are they running? Since Elwar Master Tracker doesn't work. They're on Inner Beast, Unspeakable. Those are their... They're on Opulent Foyer. They're on Combat Cook in this deck. Interesting. I'm about to play Combat Cook as well, so we're like a little bit twinsying. Obviously their deck's a bit larger than mine. And I need timelines to be larger than them, and I just don't have timelines. So I'm pretty nervous. I think Fix Them's good here. It allows us to apply pressure, which I think is quite important. Then we can play Trundle. They might play something like an Ancient Yeti. Opulent Foyer. Okay. They block with the Bandman, but I don't know. I think attacking might be worth it. I'm not actually sure. Maybe they get an advantage by me attacking. I don't think they do. What does suck is that I might be blocking Phantom Butler with Combat Cook. Oh, I've got Mystic. That's really nice. Mystic's really, really good for me, actually. Yeah, they do Butler, we'll do Trundle. We'll probably block one of their Fearsomes with Trundle. They might do something like an Inner Beast and then we can like Mystic or something. How far's their Sedge? Their Sedge is very far away. I don't like that LR Master Tracker isn't working. I can't see what's on the... I can't look at the sidebar. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm just used to it now. But it's hard to deal with it not being there. Right, they're not on the 2-2 that creates a stance weapon hand. When I was playing this deck, there was like too many 2-drops, and that's the one they decided to cut. They're still on 11 2-drops, but I think that's fine. If they attack with this, I think I'm gonna block it. Okay. I'm gonna block this with Trundle, I'm gonna block this with Combat Cook then. Yeah, that's fine by me. Sort of surprised this is how they're deciding to attack. But I think they're in an awkward position. And I think I just block like this. Oh, I let their Sejuani level for no reason. That's my bad. I should have blocked with Fevered Artisan. I don't know, like, I like Rustical, so I want to, like, interact with him, because I think he's a cool dude. But I don't know if, like, the form of interaction that I'm choosing is, like, rude. I'll equip you with the Fix Him. They're not Unquieters, are they? No. I think I'm on, like, in a pretty positive position. Now, they might have, like, Vengeance, Atrocity, Ancient Yeti, Sejuani, Gwen, like, all of this stuff that could fuck me up. Tusk Speaker. I wonder how Rusticles does emotes. Because, like, my understanding is that his eye tracking software, like, if he looks at something enough, it'll, like, highlight it and then he does another sort of thing to, like, activate that power. I'm very curious how it works. Am I playing Fan Club President? I think the first thing I'm doing is open attacking. They don't have Troll Champ, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I'm probably going to play Fan Club President just to get some sort of busted card, right? Combat Cook. If they get overwhelmed, this could be really scary really fast. They got overwhelmed, so I think I might start getting really scary really fast. I think Cosmic Binding is just gonna, like, save my ass at some point, so I will pick Cosmic Binding. Like, I've got, like, 3 freezes, right? I feel really comfortable here. I just need to outgrind them and make sure that I'm keeping my board safe. So provided I do that, I think I'm very, very happy. 6 stats. Okay. The fact that this is constantly going to give Overwhelm to other units is really bad for me. Like, Combat Cook is absolutely phenomenal for them to get. Like, I'm going to really struggle with dealing with this Combat Cook, I think. I don't want a Cosmic Binding now because I'm not doing anything else with my mana. So I think I'm going to do, like, Harsh Winds, yeah. Or 3... It's probably just 3 Sisters. It could be this to get the mana back and then do this. Yeah, I think this makes the most sense. Next turn we will do Ice Pillar into If That Stairs, possibly destroy the landmark. It depends what they're sort of gonna have on their field as well. Are they gonna do the Fury of the North? Because I don't mind getting my Forge Chief back. Like the weapon going on like something else. I don't mind. Like this pushes 1 damage, I don't care. They can put the Overwhelm weapon on whoever they want, so I don't care about like where it's going. And I get to put the weapon on something else, which doesn't matter to me. So I'm very happy to see that. That doesn't matter to me at all. I think I'm playing Favored Artisan. I think I'm putting the weapon on Millie. Yeah, I'll put the weapon on Millie. We'll do Ice... We could put the weapon on Ice Pillar and, like, pull it with Ice Pillar. That's kind of cute. But no. We'll do, like... I just want to, like, put it on whatever's the most strength. That isn't, like, so strength heavy such that, like, it doesn't make any sense to put on something else. We can time and... We can do Ice Pillar and then time and dedicate before If That Stairs and have, like, a bunch of... Poor guy. I'm so sorry, Rusticles. That's... Yeah, sorry, man. It sucks because, like, he might be able to qualify. And I'm going to be the reason why he might not if I win this game and the next game. I feel bad, because, like, I feel bad knowing that I might be the cause of them not making it. It's, like, it feels as if, like, the onus is on me. Now, I know, like, as a competitive player, I'm not a competitive player, but as a person that plays in the competitive space, I should, like, realize that the best thing to do is just play the most... Oh, my poor friend! My poor friend! I realize that, like, everyone should be pining for, like, competitive integrity, so, like, I should be playing this as best as I can. In theory, I could just not upload this Thorough and let Rusticles play in the seasonal. My poor, poor friend. He has to entomb this, right? You conventions. Okay, but if... Hold on, have I fucked up? Now I can't hit that stair. No longer being able to hit that stair is kind of awkward, actually. Maybe this wasn't the right choice. It's just like, you see Dreadway and it's like, it's Dreadway time, right? If they're smart, they'll, Okay, they Sejuani. Cool. Can I go for, like, a fearsome lethal with, like, Cosmic Binding Harsh Winds? I think that's too cute. I'm not gonna go for it. I can just, like, delay the game, just, like, bit by bit, I think. I think that's fine. Like, delaying the game is perfectly redeemable here. I could play the 8-8 and just destroy the landmark. Alternatively, I could kill everything they've got and keep the Dreadway alive, but yeah, that actually makes the most sense to me, I think. And if they, like, Unspeakable Horror, like, good job. I still get to keep Frontal. I think this makes the most sense. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna deal 6 to everything. Yeah, I like this. So they might Unspeakable Horror the Dreadway, but I'm still pushing in 8 damage plus the buff from this. If they don't have Unspeakable Horror, like, I still get to keep these units around, right? Like, I'm fine. Yeah. Perfectly fine. If they don't have Unspeakable Horror, this is, like, super rude. Yeah, good game, Rustical. Move on to the next game. Have I lost with timelines? I did. I lost against Katarina Leona, right? I think that might have been my only loss with timelines. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that game. It sucked that we had to start with, like, a little, like, leaving the thing, and admit that I didn't work out what I was mulliganing properly against. So I ended up keeping... Oh, I don't know what I ended up keeping. Hold on. I kept nothing. I think if I knew I was fighting this deck, I might have kept 3 Sisters. I might have kept Reggie, but I thought I was fighting the Norra deck. But I don't know, like even then, like this mulligan isn't too bad. But I think like Rusticle's deck struggled to apply like too much pressure to me consistently. I think their deck just doesn't feel strong enough without Gwen, like doing Gwen things. And they got Gwen at some point, but it was only like a couple turns too late, right? And without like Battle Fury in their deck, like they need to be putting me into atrocity ranges, but they just never force me into atrocity ranges. And because of the way like my timeline deck is built with like 5 1-drops and like 6 2-drops, and enough 3-drops to sort of let you like keep by, right? Like I think 5 2-drops as well. Like I can deal with early aggressive decks like Rusticles, right? That needs to get that early chip pressure on early. I think everything else was sort of fine. I don't think there were any plays that were like too surprising. I really like the quick attack weapon. I think the quick attack weapon is great into this matchup. I think like the way I was blocking and using my spells when they were necessary were fine. I really want to talk about this Combat Cook. So Combat Cook isn't just a 2/2, right? Now in their deck, most of their units are 2/2s or 3/2s or 2/1s. But if they put like this overwhelm weapon on Gwen, that'd be a lot scarier for me, provided I didn't have the free spells than putting it on this unit, right? I think protecting this unit was unnecessary. Three Sisters is such a powerful card that can force them to do so many things, such as Entomb my Dreadway, such as freeze like my attack and so forth. And they didn't need to keep this 2/2 alive, right? They can put this overwhelm weapon on something else. So I disagree with this play from Rusticles to keep this unit alive. I know they wanted to kill my Forge Chief, but the exact same statement applies to my Forge Chief. This quick attack weapon will apply anywhere. Most of the value from this Forge Chief comes from the weapon, but I draw that weapon when Forge Chief dies. So I think dealing with the Forge Chief wasn't necessary. In fact, I think the best choice here, out of anything, if they wanted to do a Three Sisters thing, would just be to entomb the Forge Chief. If they were forced to play Three Sisters here, I would entomb Forge Chief to get rid of the quick attack weapon. But I don't know. I don't agree with the Three Sisters here. But getting the concurrent timelines and seeing Rusticles give a sad emoji really saddened me. That made me feel really bad. But I mean, we got just an amazing thing with the Dreadway. It took me a while to realize that that says would be really good post Dreadway. I was scared that it would just delete too many of my units and we wouldn't be able to go for lethal. But like, it ended up making sense. And I wanted to like highlight time and dedication in this deck, right? Time and dedication has done so many things in this deck to just keep things out of ranges, give extra stats like attack when you're attacking, health when you're defending, and also just like buff up these weapons that you keep drawing repeatedly, right? I think like Time and Dedication is an absolutely amazing card in timelines. I'm really happy with this 1/4 and how it's like been good in all of these matchups, right? It was blocking Lulu Jinx in the last game. It's been buffing up like our quick attack weapon and also our Dreadway out of our ranges this game. It gave us Faded on our Viktor a few games ago, right? I think this unit is just good in this deck. And I was really happy with seeing it a lot, but I don't know. This game, like, it shows to me what the issues with Gwen Sejuani is now. I think Gwen Sejuani's got a really awkward deck build as well. They're on like 11 2-drops, which I think they're forced into. If you look at the cards in these regions, like they're forced into that. But this version of the deck wasn't on Troll Chant. It was on Inner Beast. They're on Atro, but no Battle Fury, right? Like, you have to pick where you want to put your expensive, like, gotcha cards and your cheap, like, ping cards and your combat tricks. And the ratios are always just really awkward with this deck is what I found. And I think this game shows some of the issues with Gwen Sejuani that it can have. Now, you're going to watch Gwen Sejuani beat me, but if I remember that game properly, that's because I'm just a fucking stupid moron dummy poo-poo head. And forgot that they can win if I do things, and if I don't do a thing, they can't win. So that's my bad, and that's like spoilers for the next game, but like, I just don't think this deck is strong enough as a deck. But I think besides that, everything else was fine. I don't think there was any super, like, interesting specific scenarios, so I'll let you watch the next game. Okay. Here's Sejuani. I get to run Battle Fury, which is interesting. I don't know if it's good against their Freljord deck. It might be worse than Unleashed. And I don't know what it's going to do against Norra Swain. I think, like, they're trying to target Plunder, right? They're a target Plunder lineup, I think. But that's one of the things they're trying to beat is Plunder. So I think, like, I could easily get 2-0 here. Because that's what they're, like, going for. Oh, I think Aelant made it. I think Aelant is 7-2. Do I have to leave and come back? Let's fucking Alt F4 again. Legends of Runeterra. Aelant is 7-2. You'll remember Aelant beat me. I mean, you'll remember Aelant beat me. You're like a week away at this point, and like Aelant's already played in the tournament, so like none of this matters. Sleepy Panda made a great point. Like, who cares about watching this? It's like it's way delayed. Sejuani. I think this is fine. I want blockers, I want Unleashed because it gives me the stats and all of the things that X1s. Actually, I think I will keep Gangplank. I think Gangplank's like an important power card for this matchup. But I hate that I didn't have much time to mulligan. Because, like, they don't show you this if you log in late. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I will... will I Warning Shot Butcher? It sort of depends on what they've got. I think I will. I think I will Warning Shot Butcher. It's close. Like, if they've got the 2-1, I want to Warning Shot Butcher so that I can attack into them and, like, pressure. But if they don't have the 2-1, then I've wasted a Plunder trigger, right? Yes, I'm scared I've just wasted a Plunder trigger, yeah. Maybe I should have just played the 2-2. Because even if it traces into the 2-1, like, that's not the worst thing in the world. Plus, like, then I get to play Mirai Ward and then attack them. Because they're not on, like, Vile Feast or anything. So I think, like, Mirai Warden was probably correct, yeah. Plus speed, okay. I think we'll play Mirai Warden. We'll open. We'll open, we'll do Spirits on 4, which is, I think, is the best time to do Spirits. Ooh, or we could Mirai Warden. Yeah, I'm gonna Mirai Warden. Because they don't do anything. I got fucking Cat Lady again! Oh my god. Double Cat Lady. That's fine, I guess. It just means, like, this attack is slightly less interesting to me now. Like, if they play, what, Opulent Foyer, I've lost a unit to an Ephemeral for no reason. I don't know. It's a Midnight Robber. Can I do this? I can do this, but it's worse into, it's worse into Unspeakable. Am I just passing and doing Spirits? Is that good? I don't think it's better than attacking. But it's close. I think I could have passed into Spirits. I think that was like a line. Like, they block that, they block this. That's... Look, I don't want to keep bringing up the eye thing. I think that's the eye thing. I think he's mentioned this before. He made like I think it's put like a twit longer. He made some sort of thing about like how he sometimes blocks wrong because the way that the eye tracker software does things, the blocks line up in weird ways. So I don't blame him for that. I'm totally gonna blame him for having ALS. Okay, this is one of the hands of all time. Do you want to play... We'll just do this anyway. Then we'll open. Unless I play Gangplank, but I don't think I will. I mean, what's the punishment for Gangplank? Combat Cook? Why can't I play Gangplank? I think I was probably supposed to pass and play Spirits on the turn after, by the way. If I open, I deal 7. I think... I mean, I could have blocked that with Yordle Newbie. That may have been, like, much better than whatever the hell I just did. If I play Gangplank, it pretty much only gets punished by, like, Combat Cook, right? I think I'm gonna play Gangplank. Or Vengeance, and, like, Vengeance is fine. Whatever. I like Gangplank, yeah. I think Gangplank is good. They could, like, double Inner Beast. They could Fury of the North. Oh, they're gonna do that. That's actually kind of a big punish. I think I will still attack because I've got second Gangplank. So, like, losing the 5/5 for me is good. And they don't have Troll Chant, right? So they're not, like, keeping the 5/5, like, alive through the Gangplank attack. They lose the 5/5, which is good for me. No, they're gonna do it this way. Okay. I still have to make it rain. It's probably something they're specifically playing around. Like, maybe they're gonna, like, do Inner Beast on Gwen, and then try and kill me on my next attack by giving Hollow to this and by doing the burn. And if they give Inner Beast to this, Gwen levels as well. That's a decent play by them. If they've got the Inner Beast, they should do it on the Gwen. I think that works out really well for them. Now, I get to sort of kill this with, like, Make It Rain, and they don't have any interaction for Make It Rain because this has been buffed, so they can't Unspeakable it. Oh, never mind, okay. But they can't Unspeakable it, and then Inner Beast only pluses by 1. Now, they might have, like, Atro stuff, so they might attack me, and then I might have to be worried about Atro stuff. But push comes to shove, I can just, like, block with Gangplank. It's not the biggest issue in the world. And then just like replay Gangplank. I don't really want to do that. I think if they attack me here, I probably... Do they run Battle Fury? They don't run Battle Fury. Okay. I'm gonna make it rain. And if they interact with that with like an inner beast, I'm gonna make it rain again, I think. Okay. I'm gonna make it rain. If they inner beast, I'll make it rain again. They need to have a double inner beast here to make me feel punished. Double inner beast is how I get punished for this. Oh, fuck me. Oh, of course. I'm stupid. Oh, I'm just dumb. I should have let this go through. Yep, they take Fury of the North and I've lost. I'm just stupid. I apologize for my stupidity. Yeah. My bad. I'm just dumb. I'm so fucking stupid. How did I not think of Fury of the North? How did I seriously forget Fury of the North? What is wrong with me? Well... Fuck me. That was good by them. Because they knew I was scared of Atro. Right? And so I wanted to kill it, and all I was looking at was Inner Beast, but I forgot about Three Sisters, which is right above it on the bloody page. Oh, that was so stupid. Oh, that was so dumb. I would have beaten Atro anyway, because like they can't afford Fury of the North in a post-Atro economy. And this is a much harder matchup for me, I think. That was a win in the bag, and I misplayed, and I feel awful. I'd better, like, I hope Fake Hero wins, that he doesn't have to rely on this. So, I am extremely stupid. I completely forgot about Three Sisters. That's all that really happened here. I forgot Three Sisters existed as a card. I forgot Three Sisters would do anything here. I literally just it wasn't in my brain at the time. Now, let's assume that I was aware of Three Sisters. The correct play here is to just take this damage. And the reason is that this unit will be at 1 HP. If they want to use Atrocity, I can kill their unit, right? Because even if they do Inner Beast, I can do double Make It Rain and kill their unit, right? If they want to do like Atrocity next turn and I want to play around that, I could parlay this unit this turn and then deal with like Atrocity, Inner Beast. I know, they'd just be able to afford 1 Atrocity, 1 Inner Beast next turn anyway. So like, I had ways of playing around this. And the correct play is to simply just like, let this happen. Now, because in my brain, I was like, okay, I should be scared of Atrocity. I thought I should kill this unit now so they can't do Atro later. But even if they had Atrocity, I would still be able to kill Ancient Yeti whenever I desired. Now, if they had something like a 5 strength unit that they did Atrocity on, such as like a Sejuani, that is why you would need to do Make It Rain now. But that's playing around Sejuani plus Atrocity, as opposed to just playing around Three Sisters, which is like a much more obvious thing to play around. I am just stupid, and this play is just stupid, but you can't glean anything from that. There's no learning you can make from this endeavor, right? Well, I can make learning from this endeavor, namely, remember that they've got Three Sisters. But like, you as a spectator, you don't get anything from this, right? So there's all you need to remember is just like, remember they've got Three Sisters in the deck. But if we go into future turns, there are things I think that are gleanable. I think keeping Gangplank was really, really nice. I was correct that like pressuring them with Gangplank was a viable strategy. And like, I think just with how the rest of the cards lined up, like we have the procs necessary for Gangplank. We have like an aggressive handle ready with these 3 cards that like keeping Gangplank makes sense. And I think that doing the 3/3 Butcher is fine. I think it's debatable, but if they had the 2/1, I would be scared that we'd be putting ourselves far behind, especially since either we're trading into the 2/1 with the Mirai Warden, or we're waiting all the way until turn 4 in order to do this, and we're missing out on a fair bit of damage. Well, if they had the 2/1 here, we'd be able to attack in. If they block, they're trying to set up Unspeakables, but if not, then like we're still pushing the same amount of damage. So I really like the unit here. I think there's a decent argument not to attack here, and I think other Plunder players might not have attacked here, and that might be a better play. Getting Cat Lady especially makes me... I call this unit Cat Lady. Getting Cat Lady here, I think definitely entices a logic to just doing the pig spell, the Udia, the 5 mana unit. This guy, Unleash Spirits. I think that makes sense, especially since they play like an X1. Like, we're able to destroy that, and we've got 4-3-3-3-1 Right, let's say they can block 2 of these. That's 3-3-1. This is another one. It's 3-3-2 because the extra 1 comes from this thing. They'd be going down to 7 HP, and that's like a really good amount to get them down to. Especially since like we have missed a few Plunder procs. We might not be able to be flipping Gangplank on curve anyway. I think the attack isn't a bad play. It just means that like we're not pushing as much damage we might be able to in other worlds. But everything else I think is fine. I just think like this play is an interesting line, and I'm curious how other Plunder players like the Tank Buster might play in this position. Because I'm undecided how to feel about a position like this. I'm sure there's like a mathematical way to break this down. I'm very curious to see what that is. Because I've had a lot of opinions on how to play with this card in different times. But I think no matter what, unfortunately, despite all the other things that happen in this game is defined as the game where Spidz says, "Oh, fuck me," a million times because she forgot about fucking Three Sisters, which is such a stupid thing to forget about, right? Especially since I can beat Atro hands anyway. I didn't look at the sheet properly and I forgot that they could have done Three Sisters. Well done to Rusticles for this game, but I don't think I should have won this. I should have lost this game. I think that's just me being like an absolute monkey. But I'll let you watch the final game. And you know what the spoilers are. You know I win this game, but I'll let you watch it anyway. I don't remember what happens in it, but I think this might be the game where Battle Fury actually does something for once, but I don't remember. But I'll let you watch, and then that's it for World Ender Seasonal. Which is very exciting for me. But I'll let you watch that game. Alright, Rusticles. My LOL Master Tracker fixed itself. Do I have to Alt F4 again? Thank you. I'm so mad. It's such a stupid loss. It's just that I forgot that I forgot that I didn't see that card. Ah, Spidz, what is wrong with you? I mean, 9 rounds of tournament running on 2 hours of sleep. I might cut myself a little bit of slack, but not really. Like, that's such a stupid death to have happen. None of these are worth it, I don't think. Like, Black Market Merchant's fine, but I really need to, like, plug out. Yeah, Spirits is nice. If they have Norra, though, I just lose. I think. Ah, Spidz. Wow. Like, I'm scared of Atro, but they don't have enough mana for Atro plus something, right? Like, they just don't have enough mana for that. Like, they have enough mana for Atro plus, like, the Inner Beast, but I've got 3 Make It Rain worth pings, and they can't interact with that because I buffed the thing. I think it's Tusk Speaker. If I play Shell Shocker, I'm not proccing Plunder. At least if I Tusk Speaker. But like, what I can do is I can pass and then Spirits, and then they can no longer ping things for 1. I think that's actually worth it. If I pass and Spirits, they no longer can ping things for 1. I miss out on a fair few Plunder procs, but I think that might be my best lane. I think that's my best lane. Yeah, we'll do this. It also lets us ping Norra with Make It Rain at some point. I'm so upset at myself. It's plays like that that really like make me feel as if I'm not like a good player. And like, I don't think I'm a good player because I make plays like that. Yeah. So dumb. Yeah, here's Shell Shocker. But at least I'm bringing this and not Kaisar. Like, imagine the misplays I'd be playing if I was on Kaisar. Okay. Drop the bomb. Fine. I think doing that was correct. Buffing the HP of all of these against a deck that requires damage-based removal and then, like, low HP-based removal is important to me. So I think we'll do Tusk Speaker into Black Market Merchant. Just because it's like a 4-3. In fact, we could do 2 4-3s. That is actually, like, super strong. 2 4-3s attacking them. I think that's too powerful not to do. Especially if they're going to Portal Police. If they get nothing here, we do it. What they get. Ooh. Now, I can keep that on the field. I don't think I'm in a position where I can do that, though. I think I will play this, though. Just to proc the 4-3 on my off turn. Like, because this doesn't block well, right? I am going to attack. There have been games where I haven't let Sony Suppressor die, especially against like Norra Vigar. But I've got the stats. I need to win fast, and I'm willing to let them get their Stony up. It's awkward. I know there are times where I can keep Stony, but I think like with the way my hand looks, I don't want to be doing something like Zap Spray Fin, Tusk Speaker. It's awkward though. This is close. Like there are worlds where you keep Stony on the field. I just don't think this is very specifically one of those situations. You know what I'd love? I'd love to see a Swain. That'd just be great. Then I could do Disintegrate Make It Rain. They're gonna start getting their portals, of course. Kelp Maidens. Okay, well this is a Make It Rain. This is like the world's most desired Make It Rain. Oh, he doesn't have his board for this. Rusticle's your board. That is the best Make It Rain possible. We'll follow it up with a Zap Spray Fin into double Tusk Speaker, I think, and just like smack him. Actually, we might just do Tusk Speaker, and then open attack. That also gives a lot of smacking potential. Here's Tusk Speaker. I know I'm like proccing on like the wrong turns, but like look at the damage I'm just like applying. It's too much damage to avoid, right? Okay, there's GP. Understandable. But here's another Tusk Speaker. We just opened. They don't have any portals left. We're threatening so much damage to the point where we might just like burn them out in future turns because they don't run healing in this region. I really think passing and not playing Shell Shocker was correct. I know it only applied to the Shell Shocker, but like they weren't able to spend their mana on dealing with my stuff early, and now we've made it so that everything perpetually is harder for them to deal with. I think that was the right play. We could Mirai Warden. What's the punishment for Mirai Warden? Like, they don't run Sentry. I think it's Mirai Warden. They don't run Sentry. Like, why can't I Mirai Warden right now? They put like a pokey and a group shot on the stack, and then they fluck something that they wouldn't have been able to fluck otherwise. Nah, I think it's Mirai Warden. Mirai Warden just like, it's so much more damage. Like, it is insane, the extra damage that Mirai Warden applies. They get to play Swain and block something. At that point I get to do Disintegrate, which is perfect for me. Yeah, I think Mirai Warden was the correct play. Yep, they do Swain. They're gonna have to block with Swain. I Disintegrate, and then we just kill them on the turn after. I think. So let's say they've got Flock. One reason not to do this is Swain's Ravenous Flock, by the way. That's one reason not to do it in the way that I've done it. Oh no. So is this... No, they're just reorganizing their blocks. That's fine. I guess they're gonna pre-commit Flock, right? And then we get to Disintegrate Swain. Yeah, that's Flock. We Disintegrate Swain. And then we're just gonna develop stuff like the Zap Spray thing. Like, this is pretty abusive. I've drawn all my early game stuff. Like, the Tusk Speakers are just, like, really rude. And no matter what they really do here, I struggle to see a way for them to win. They can do stuff like Norra, Portalpalooza block me a lot. That could be a way that I lose this. And, like, my lack of, like, late game with the lack of gameplay against Sejuani could be a way that this loses. But, this looks pretty favorable to me. I can proc Plunder and Jagged Butcher, which is worth it in case I top deck. Oh, I don't have any 3-mana cards. Then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's no 3-mana cards I have. So, like, I'm not, like, playing Zap Spray Fin plus something on turn 7. I have Gatekeeper. Ooh. Here's this guy. Now you can't even attack with Norra unless you pre-commit spells on this. This is rude. There's very little you can do here, Rusticles. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rusticles. I know you. I know, because he would make it. Oh, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, Rusticles. I'm like tearing up. I'm so sorry. Maybe he has Death Lotus. Maybe he can win. Maybe he can Death Lotus my merchant. You can drop the bomb my Subsprayfin. I'm so sorry, Rusticles. You got this. Yeah, that's a big unit. Let's go. And then you play another Portal Palooza and you get like an 8-8, right? Please? Oh my lord, I'm so sorry, Rusticles. Look, it's got a chance. It's Portal Palooza stuff. It's go wide, block everything. Battle Fury doesn't win. Maybe they have Flock, they Flock this and then they disintegrate the unit whatever I cast Battle Fury on, right? It might be correct to play Zap Sprayfin first. Is it Zap Sprayfin or Battle Fury? I think it's an open. Because what's good is that, like, if they... Well, good for me. If they Flock this, they block everything down. I can still do Battle Fury on Tusk Speaker and or the Tentacle, right? Like, I've got those options, and I think being dichotomous in that sense makes sense. This blocks this, this blocks this, this blocks this. They kill this and they Flock this, and then we see what happens. So that's also a lot of mana they have to expend on my deck. In addition, if any of these hit, like, it's 3 mana, maybe they feel as if they can not worry about that. But they need to deal with both of these immediately. In fact, Battle Fury beats Flock. It's probably better to do Battle Fury on this, because that means they need Disintegrate a second time. And I've already stolen one of their Disintegrates, so they need to have both Disintegrates, one for this and one for this. But it could be Death Lotus Disintegrate, right? Like, Death Lotus Disin is a way for them to win, I think. Or Death Lotus Group Shot Disin. That's unfortunate. That's game. I'm sorry, Rusticles. Feel bad, man. I mean, I think I could probably contact him, because I think he's on Discord. Well, Fake Hero went 7-2, so hopefully knocking Rusticles out and the other guy that I knocked out works. If I hadn't lost against Aeolon, I'd be in. Arguably, I'd be fighting different opponents, but I'd be in. I'll end the recording here, but we'll see what happens. So this game was defined by one card in particular, and that's Spirits Unleashed. Now, we drew a lot of things that work with Spirits Unleashed. We ended up drawing 3 Tusk Speakers. We drew the Merchant. We drew like 2 Zap Sprayfins or something. Like, we drew a lot of stuff to work with this Spirits Unleashed. But in the end, like, doing Spirits on 3 really helped us pressure the board. Like, we deprioritized this stuff like a Blade's Edge, Group Shot, Pokey Stick, so they had to input excess resources every single time. And that just sort of like carried us throughout the game. Now, having triple Tusk Speaker, like, if you just look at our hand the entire time during the start of this game, I have so many early aggressive units, especially that Mirai Ward and top deck. And, like, if you replaced, like, half of these cards with, like, your Sejuanis or your, I don't know, like, your weird spells like Warning Shot or Make It Rain, like, I don't think this hand would have looked as good. This Make It Rain arguably makes up for all the Make It Rains against, I think it was Bad Key that we missed Make It Rain with twice. But I felt bad for Rusticles during this game. Just because it felt like they weren't really doing anything. And this is an issue that Swain Norra has always had. But this issue of, like, not dealing with, like a middle-level stats. Like, they can deal with big units, and they can deal with tons of small units. They can deal with, like, 20 X1s, and they can deal with, like, 2 10-10s. But they can't deal with, like, a board of 4-4s, right? Or they can't deal with a board of 4-3s, right? And that's just what ended up happening. Now, I think they played this absolutely to their heart's content. Like, they played this so well with how they realized they had to do Swain. They played for Norra. They did the Portal Palooza. They did absolutely all that they could, but we just kept applying pressure. And I think we don't make a misplay in this game. I think every single play that we make is something I really, really like. I'm really happy with the way that everything went from our perspective. And I really liked the open attack instead of this development, just for the reasons we were explaining in the audio, right? Like, the certain types of removal they have to do involves a Flock on you, a piece of interaction on you, and a piece of interaction on you. And if they do all of those things, like a disintegrate-based interaction, a disintegrate-based interaction, we can buff up this unit, and if they do numbers-based interactions, we can buff up these units. They basically need to flock this unit, and then also make sure that they can, like, threaten the second flock, and also, like, kill at least one of these other units while also threatening this. It's just too hard for them to do. Well, if we develop this, there are worlds where they get something or other. I don't know, like a conchologist hit or something, right? And while I think this works, I think, like, it plays into more of their, like, double Death Lotus hands or something, right? Like Death Lotus, they get something of Concho. I don't know. I think, like, it's very much ado about nothing in some perspective, but I like the Battle Fury here, and it sort of just, like, seals out the game. And this sad Poro, wherever it was, saddened me so much. Yeah, that one right there. That one just, like, hit me in the feels, man. I felt so bad for Rusticles. I did chat with him after the game. You know, he's a very chill person. He's like, yeah, I've made a few seasonals before. Yeah, letting someone else in was fine, and it ended up letting in, like, Swiffer, right? But I felt really bad at the moment, feeling like I did this to him. But I think, like, for this matchup, we did everything that we wanted to do, right? Like, if I could have a hand with, like, 2 of these, I might have even had it, right? Like, I think just having that and the early pressure just did so much for us, right? Getting Disintegrate from their deck was also quite nice. Stony Suppressor, I don't think was something with our hand that we were able to sort of, like, let them sit with. Just because we had, like, such an aggressive hand, especially, like, Gangplank and, like, the other Tusk Speaker, that I don't really think that it was right to let that stay on the field. It didn't do as much for them. It's typically a really good play against Norra Vygar because their removal is a little bit more expensive, and you're normally able to do a lot of these, like, over-the-top stuff more easily. But against this deck, it's just not as good, especially with what our hand was like. But I don't know if there's too much you can learn from this game. Like, once you've seen the spirits thing, I think that's all you really need to know about this. So I think this matchup is fine, besides from that. But I do want to give props to Rusticles for just being, like, a great player and a great spot throughout all of this game. And that's it. That's all we're doing for this. When the new tournament system comes out, I might make some videos on it. When reveal season starts in, like, a month, I might do videos on reveal season, but because I'm more of a, like, I know Donut disagrees with me, and everyone that I say this to disagrees with me, but because I consider myself a casual player, the tournament updates don't impact me too much. The new deck building formats might interest me for, like, fun decks. Like, my favorite cards are, like, Sojourners and Taskmaster, so I might make, like, Sojourners and Taskmaster decks without the region restrictions. But I don't know what to do with the tournament stuff. I'll probably just treat the Runeterra Opens like seasonals and not really care about too much else. Just because I'm not really a competitive player. The competitive drive doesn't, like, push me towards anything. I'm also going to take a break from the Hades stuff over the next few days, but I don't know why I'm saying in this video. I can say that at the start of the next Hades video, just to rest my voice. Like, I think you can tell the last few days have been quite hard on me in terms of my voice in this audio, as well as, like, within the game. Like, recording for 9 hours on that day, and then another, like, 4 or 5 hours after it, all on that Sunday, and then it's been about 4 or 5 hours since every single day as well. I'm going to rest my voice for a little bit and try not to, like, make content. But I hope you guys enjoyed all of this. I hope you got at least something from one game. And I appreciate the comments that both Donut and Prodigy have left on this. But thank you for watching, and I shall see you next season, which is now over in Terra and Open.